Hey everyone, it's Quentin from QP Tech, and this is just going through some 1.7 new features. And you could see, possibly you could see, I got a little circuit board, which is one of the new parts that you're going to need in order to make the new stuff. Which the big main things are item transport pipes and the splitters that go with them. To make the circuit board, you're going to need temporal steel, which is another new material that you're going to need the new mixer item for. But let's go over quickly the item pipes. So what these guys do is transport items. And if you saw the other video, now you can actually right-click with the wrench to rotate the direction of the pipe. Let's just do a quick look here. So by default, it just sends that entire stack over. Actually, let's we can send it back again. It has quite complex filtering abilities. Let's set this to 10. So what it's done now, it will only send 10 at a time in case you need an even amount, or in this case 10, for whatever reason comes up. So you can see it sent 60. There's 4 left over because it needs to send at least 10 or it's not going to work because of this setting. So we can clear that. You can add filters. You could say, like, this is bony soil, so you could say only allow objects that have bony in the item code, not the description. Usually that's the same thing, but not always. You can also block objects with the same sort of codes, and I could say bony soil. And I could say match all, so it would require items that have both bony and soil in their item code. So there's all sorts of nifty stuff like that. Let's send that back. We're going to disable it so we could show you the next thing. This is the item splitter. So item splitters can only connect to item pipes. I actually just ruined an entire video where I forgot that. And they will try their best to split items as they go through and send them in different directions. So you can either just use it as like a corner. You can send up and down. Come on. I might change how this works so it's a little easy. Oh, I've gone by it again. See, that's a little too subtle. There we go. All right. To configure it, you need to use the wrench. And if you see, click on this edge, you can see right now it's pointing down, but we want it to go up. So now this is going to output on the upside. Oops, it's a little fidgety getting just the right spot. It's kind of like placing glass slabs. So that is going to go in there. And that's going to go up there. So this will try and split incoming items between these two, and it'll try and do it evenly, but it goes by stack. So if you send 10 different stacks, then it should send 5 in each direction. If the stacks, it doesn't matter if the stacks contain 64 items or 8, it's only going by each time a stack arrives here. So let's try that. We're going to set this to 8, which will essentially split. It will take 8 at a time. So we should end up with 32 in each of these. Might be off by 1. So I will re-enable it. And oh, you see it's frozen there because I haven't switched this to be an input. So let's see if I did that right. 32 and 32. So that's the basics of item pipes. They're, especially with the filters, they can be quite complex. Hopefully that'll give you guys a lot of flexibility. But now we need to make them. So you can see here we need to make a circuit board. These might change in the future. And this as well. This is sort of a stand-in recipe based on what I already had in the game. But you'll see this is temporal steel, which is like a new block. We're going to need the other new device in order to make it. So let's grab it, if I can find it. I'm usually blind when I'm in this grid. There it is. I need to adjust the UI settings. So this is the Industrial Mixer, and its main input's on the left and its main output's on the right. But being that it's a mixer, we can also send fluids into it, and it can be heated and everything. So let's we're going to need the heat to make the temporal steel. So let's grab this heater module. This is the big one. It uses piles of power, although it uses a lot less power in this version than before. So hopefully I'll have better luck heating it up or running it with the power you have. So let's slap some creative generators on there. That should give us lots of power. Yeah, it's running. So first let's make temporal steel. So to make temporal steel you need 1 gear. I know you're gonna be like, oh no, I have to get all these gears, but I'll put in ways to hopefully get more bang for your buck. But right now you will also need 8 steel ingots, and that'll output 8 temporal steel ingots. So 1 temporal gear will get you 8. Let's just make sure we can see that that's running, which it'll take, I forget how long, 10-20 seconds to make a set of steel. So while we're waiting for that, we are going to load this up with some water. So let's, we need a barrel. Oh, so you can see I need to change that so it doesn't put them all in separate blocks. I'll get that sorted out. So we have our temporal steel, and then you need to change that into sheets. So you need to make a plate first, and then from the plate you make a sheet. You can do that with machines or manually. I won't go through all that now. I've also added a bunch of concrete blocks. They don't all have the proper recipe just yet. And I've also added the industrial glass block. So the industrial glass block right now is just decoration, but I'm sure there'll be all sorts of uses for it as I go along, and I will make slab versions. But it's just a nice, fairly clear block. No frame is the main difference between that and the in-game glass blocks. And then we have these concrete blocks in various colors. Let's have a look at how to make the glass box, since I've already should have, well, I haven't put anything in here yet. So the industrial glass is pretty simple. We already have the heat, so we just need some crushed quartz, which you could crush in the macerator, of course. That's the input chest. So, oh, that's alum. That always gets me. Let's try this again. Quartz. Oh, that is crushed quartz. I'm just being dumb. Oh, I haven't actually put any water in there yet because I'm a bit slow today apparently. So let's grab a bucket of water. So it's drained into there, and yeah, we're running our thing. You can see there it says an internal tank is empty. And we've got our 2 industrial glass blocks. So let's make some concrete. Let's just get us some more water. We can pre-fill this. And you can see there that the internal tank has 10 liters of water. So to make concrete, you need quicklime, which is crushed lime in an oven. And you need some sand. It can be any of the sand types. And you need the water, which we've put in. And then we're also going to want some stones of any type. So let's chuck that in there, and it'll start making concrete. You can see we're using a liter of water at a time, and it's putting out this rough concrete block. This is kind of an ugly one, but it could be good for like asphalt or something like that. I like to use it if I'm chiseling. I'll mix it with the regular concrete and I'll have a core of this, and it has kind of a cool effect where the outside is the color and then the inside is this. Let's see, is this out of water yet? Oh, we've run out of stones. Okay, let's chuck some more stones in there. We want it to run out of water. Halite stones. Now that'll probably trigger some of you that halite's not necessarily easy to come by, and you probably wouldn't want to use that for your concrete, but it does technically work. So now we've emptied our tank, and we're going to make colored concrete. And I'm sorry I can't remember right now exactly what colors I have set up, but if we chuck in yellow dye, I'm not sure why this is not going through. Let's just see. Bah, I say. Let's just cheat a bit. There's probably a little issue going on. There, so now it has yellow dye, which of course is not one of the concretes I set up, for goodness sakes. This is not going well, people. I've actually already done this video several times. I'm sure I did white. There, so it's making white concrete. So that's actually something I need to do right away. And it's spreading these out. I don't know why, but I'll get that fixed up. So it is using up the white dye, which I've made it last quite a bit, even though technically you should need a lot of water / dye, but it's probably kicking out a little too much with the concrete blocks. Filling. But then we've got our white concrete out. So in the current preview release, some of them work and some of them don't, and I will be sorting that out. Hopefully I will get the full range. Let's see here, dye. So we got all these dyes, so I will eventually have concrete to match all those dyes, which I do actually, most of them. But I'll get it sorted, I promise. I think blue is in there. Let's just see. Anyways, I'm waffling a bit. Usually I'd stop the video and start recording, but I've done that so many times because there's so many things to cover in this. Hopefully you get the idea, and I will be making proper tutorials on these. In any case, there is another function to this called a purge function. And when we set, and this doesn't work quite as it should just yet, but if we take the wrench, set this guy to purge. Oh, it's hard to get the angle, I need to adjust that collision box. So let's just do that. Basically, it will purge what's in there. And I had to use this pump because if it's not one way, then as soon as it purges, it will change back to fill and it'll suck that back in. So now actually we should be able to add a different dye in there. And yeah, let's add some red dye. Or no, red didn't work. Jeez. I think I did blue. No, I didn't do blue. But anyway, sorry about the bit of a mess at the end here, but this is still fairly early access for 1.7. So if you want to download and test, it's available, but don't use it in your main worlds because of stuff like this. And also, if there's any big changes, it might screw up your world file. But if you make a backup and give it a try, and especially let me know any little bugs and things like that. Anyways, thanks for watching.